Let me just try and sort out these cameras because our light is a bit bright. Right, we've had a big problem with lighting in here recently, which I've got new lighting on the way, everyone, so bear with me on these videos. The last couple of months has been a bit of a nightmare. Let me put that light up there. That's a lot better, isn't it? Right, lovely. Right, so obviously we're live again. We are going to be doing a little video on a nice glue up of some purple heart timber this evening. So we've all had our Christmas holidays now. I'm just going to give it 5 minutes for everyone to jump on this live. See who's about. I've got plenty of things I want to do, but we just haven't got the time at the moment. Right, so I'm just getting set up for this. I've got my glue ready. We've got a bit of sponge ready to do a little bit of oiling, so I'll wait for everyone to jump on while I sort myself out. Just move these bits out of the way, give me a minute. For those of you who's waiting to jump in on this live, just jump on the comments and tell me where you're from, because we have people from all over the world on these lives. I'm just tidying up down by here, so I got a little bit of space. Pop them up there. How are you, Tom? Nice to see you. I'm just doing a little bit of tidying up. Happy New Year to you too. Nice to see you. You're first on here, Tom. So yeah, on this video, I've been cutting some lovely purple art. Now, we did show this on a previous live video, the purple heart timber. But where's the piece I had earlier? Obviously, we get the burn marks on the saw. Look how purple that is. So anyway, I've had to plane it all down today. We did send this purple art through the planers probably about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. And when I sent it through, I pulled it out today. I laid it on the table and it was hell of a shape anyway. So I managed to pack it all with wedges, send it through the planer, and I managed to flatten everything off now. So I'm well happy, but this is the thickness I'm left with. It's about 20 mil, maybe 18 mil, somewhere around there. The timber was about 25 mil thick, so I have lost quite a bit of thickness, but I certainly think this is going to make a nice box. So there's a lot of ways of making boxes, but I just wanted to 45 all of this. Obviously we need to sand these corners now and prep this out, because I've done all this on the miter saw. You can see the burn marks. I got a little line in there. Some of the cuts are nice on your mind. And obviously I got a nice splitter runs through there, which I'm going to wood glue up as well while we glue it. But it's a beautiful looking wood. It is looking nice and brown at the moment now, mind, because we've just planed it. And when we leave this out in the oxygen, this will turn purple within a couple of weeks. It should be looking stunning, because it doesn't take long to change colour. We've got a little off cut left of it by here. But obviously all this got planed. I don't know if you can see how purple this is on camera, mind. It is a beautiful looking wood, very hard. My saw struggled to cut this today. I had to take my time. Obviously, don't try and cut too much at once. But let's hopefully we get a nice box out of this anyway. So yeah, moving on. I just need to sand the edges on this now. I want to get them nice and flat. Obviously, they've been cut at a 45-degree angle. So I just want to sand up these edges, get them all nice for gluing up. Now I will point out with the purple heart, I've noticed this end grain, it's like concrete. I don't know if you can see it shining in the light. Look how shiny that is in the light there. So this end grain on here is super tough, it's super tight. Can you see how tight the end grain is? You can't zoom in, see on a front facing camera. Sorry everyone, I don't know if you can see it. But it is really tight. You can see it shining in the light because I got a light behind this camera so you guys can see on here. There's the purple heart, and we just want to get rid of these tiny little lips left from the saw. Because obviously when cutting, I was using the clamp. We were cutting at an angle with a miter saw set to the 45, and the timber's just slightly moved by about half a mil, quarter of a mil, whatever it is. So that's the bit I need to sand out. So I'm going to crack on with that now, get rid of that. And then once that's ready, then we can go ahead and get all this glued up, and hopefully we'll have a nice looking box. I don't think I'm going to glue the top, and I don't think I'm going to glue the bottom in today. That's something I'll do tomorrow. And then once it's all glued as a box, I can send it through the rip saw, and we can cut the lid off, and then I've obviously got a lovely purple art box. Now, I did mention I was doing this a long time ago on a couple of previous lives, and now I've actually managed to get around to be making something. So it's nice when you accomplish that. Obviously, I wanted to do this for a long time. Now we have got another chopping board I need to get some oil on today. We've left that. We'll check the moisture content on that board and see if that's ready to go then. So I'm just going to sand this quickly. I just can't believe what I just done. We're live on camera, right? Look at this. I only got a pad on the sander. It would be nice if I put a pad on it before I started. I was looking at that and I was thinking it's not taking nothing off. How hard is this wood? Well, there we go. Anyway, I was on YouTube last night, everyone, and I was watching a couple of lives myself, and there's some bad ones out there, I will say. But I won't go into detail anymore on that. So anyway, let's just sand this out now. Now we've got a sanding pad on here. I am going with, it should be a 120 grit. We got the 120 grit. We're going to sand it up. Basically, I want to rough this edge up as well. So now when it's nice and rough, the wood glue should take a lot better now. I don't know how good the end grain sticks with wood glue, but this is super shiny. There's a lovely pattern on here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Let's have a look. It's that light it is above the... There's no zoom function, sadly. Yeah, I was wondering that, Tom. I don't know what was going on, to be honest with you, but there we go. So yeah, we've got a sanding pad on there now. We're actually going to go ahead and give this a little sand. And it's just a simple glue up. We just put some tape on the table, stick the pieces to the tape, pop a bit of glue on the sides, and then it'll just fold up. You've probably seen that style of gluing. So this box then is going to be like so, with a top on it, and I've also cut a top and a bottom. Now these edges are razor sharp. I'm going to have to clean them up with a bit of sandpaper as well, and hopefully I'll get a nice corner on there. I don't know what I'm going to do with the corners on the boxes yet, mind. I might cut in, put a piece of oak, maybe a little bit of maple, something like that, just to give it a bit of a feature, so I can get on with that tomorrow as well, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be in and out a bit. I'm enjoying a pint in the sprawl. Oh, you enjoy your pint, Tom. You don't have to stay if you're busy. That's fine. Nice to see you anyway. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and sand these now. And then we're going to see if we can glue him up. Probably better off coming around this side because you lot can't see nothing around there, can you? So look if that overhangs. Lovely. So let's get these sanded up now. Just can you see what's happening with this? I got my little stop in the table by hearing the MFT, right? And because this is 45 miter, it's just slipping under the stops, look, I'm pushing up on this. That's crazy. Right, What else can I do to stop this from moving? I think I just got to go freehand on this one, everyone. Pop that out of the way. There we go. Let's just get this sanded up nice now. So there we are. How are you, Danny? Nice to see you. Happy New Year too, Danny. So these have had a nice light sand now on these 45s we cut. I got a little bit more to do on this one because there's a tiny little lip in there. But that's going to be the effect of it. I just need to clean up these edges where we've had a tiny bit of tear out on the mitre saw. But just going like that with my finger, most of that's falling off. It's a pretty good blade on that mitre. So we've got a nice edge there. So it's looking nice. I do love this timber. Obviously, because I've had to plane this down today, this timber's quite brown looking. It doesn't look as purple, but we all know this will go a nice deep colour purple when left for a couple of weeks out in the air. So I'm just going to finish off this one now. I've got another 3 to do there, and then we can go ahead and start gluing this piece up then. I thought I'd do this on a live, something a little bit different for you, what we normally do on here. I have got shed loads of planing to get through as well, mind. And this timber, it is super tough. Sand is hardly touching this. So anyway, that feels lovely and smooth now. You can see lines in there, but it feels really nice on the finger. So we've got this nice and smooth. We've roughed this up now, so we're on about a 120 grit on there. And I want this nice and rough, obviously, for the wood glue to take then. This is silky smooth where they've been cut with the saws, so we need to get rid of that. And when we glue this together, then I'm hoping I'll get a strong bond there. But I'm not too sure how well purple heart glues. So this is pretty much a test piece. Obviously, it's going to cost me money if it doesn't work. But like I said, we're going to cut, we're going to glue these. And then I will cut into this tomorrow then. And we'll install some oak or something like that. Maybe a nice bit of maple in there. Obviously, a colour change in the timber. I think it'll look nice with oak, keeping things dark going on there. I don't want to highlight it too much. So yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. And once I've done that, I can get my top and bottom lids on. Obviously they're all pre-cut, ready by here, my top and bottom. And then obviously I've got a nice box, leave all that set for another 24 hours, and then we'll cut the actual lid off the box. I think I've got some of these as well, which I picked up. Obviously you've got these little hinges that people use these days. I haven't used them yet, so we're going to see what they're like. And then I'm going to make another couple of boxes, because I've got some recycled timber we done on a previous live. So I'll rip them down on the saws and I'll get on with making them as well. So I want to do a nice few boxes. I've never made one before, so let's have a go. Straight off there then. There we are, that's alright. Put these aside. Don't want to damage them now. I've only got a tiny little piece of this left. That's all I've got, so if I make a mistake I've got a backup piece by that. So let's just sand these up quick now. Starting to get dark now in the UK. The night should start to be drawing soon. I've had a few issues recently with my videos that I've been posting because I've got bad light in this room. I've got new lighting I've ordered as well, everyone. So I should have some new lights here by Sunday. So hopefully I can get fitting my new lights in here. And we should have some good light then. Because at the moment it's just getting dark in the afternoons. We can't see nothing. The cameras ain't picking up tidy on the video. Don't forget to tell me if you can't see nothing on here, because I watched a couple of lives myself last night. I just thought I'll jump on live, see what they like. And a lot of the camera footage was really bad. So I just want to give me a little bit of feedback to tell me what it's like, because it was jumping about last night, what I was watching. I have got good internet here, so just tell me if it jumps about, tell me if it's cutting out, because I think there's an option at the end of the video I can give my feedback on what the stream went like. We've got one little piece of this purple art. Not bad now. There we are. Great, Denny. Nice to know that. What have you been up to anyway, Denny? Making anything nice? Because I know you make some nice stuff. There's a tiny, what I can see in here. See this? There's a little split that runs all the way through there on this timber. I'm not worried about it. I can see it moving. I'll just show you. See that? So we're going to get a bit of wood glue in there. And I've got to do a little bit of work on my corners. I'm a bit gutted about it, because I've only got one piece left for there. But that's timber for you. You can always wood glue it and rescue it and bring it all back to life. So I am going to glue that. I might just peel it back a bit and get some glue in there while I clamp it up. But anyway, it is what it is. We move on. That's fine. Just thought I'd show you that. I seen it earlier when I was cutting. I thought, well, a bit of wood glue, that'll sort that out. As long as you glue it up nice, it'll be fine. So let's just sand these up now. I tell you what, I was planing this earlier, and the planers do struggle with this timber. This is super tough stuff. Where I'd normally do half a turn, I was doing way under a quarter of a turn. It must have just been like about a quarter of a mil pass, I think I was doing in the end. Probably less than that. What you find with woodworking, when you're planing timbers down, doesn't matter what timber you're planing, all the shavings are completely different. If you've got maple wood, the shavings are quite long and quite rolly. They roll up. This stuff, let me try and have a look. This stuff when planing, it's just a fine dust when you're planing this. That's the purple heart. That's how it comes off the planers like. Obviously, each timber is completely different. And you'll notice that when you're planing the timber. Some come off with these tiny little chips. Really little tiny ones. They're so small. Look at them. See them? And then obviously you get other timbers then and it takes off big rolls. So it all depends if it's a softwood or hardwood. But it is different on different hardwoods as well. Crazy how it's so different. Like I said, all I'm doing by here now, I'm removing any lines and I am giving this timber a beautiful key. So it's got a nice key for the wood glue to take. I haven't glued purple hardwood up before, so I'm hoping it glues up nice. I can see another little split running through that side, which is fine. Nothing to do with the mitering. It runs through the timber. And can you see it on here? After I planed it, look, this is what I was left with. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. See this line right here? That's the split. Don't know if we can see it through there. It's just about visible by there. Can you see him? And it's a right pain. That's the sad thing. You can look at a piece of timber, all right, it'll look perfect. And you'll start planing down through the timber, taking off a few mil, and you could be left with something worse than what you started with. But that's timber for you. You never know what's in there until you start planing away. It's the same as a tree, innit? You cut a tree down and right in the middle is rotted through. But you don't know until you start. So we've already done this one. I'm happy with that. That's that one done. We've done this one now. That's looking nice. I just need to sand these off, get a tiny bit of this off here, which we'll clean up, and then I can go ahead and wood glue this together then. Obviously they're going to go that way. I'm just talking to myself, so don't mind me, everyone. I always talk to myself. They do say it's a sign of madness, mine, but it's something I've always done. Don't forget, we haven't said, don't forget to like and subscribe as well, because if you want to follow this from the start to the finish of this project, obviously like the live video, subscribe to the channel, and you can follow us from start to finish then. That's the way to do it. Tough old timber, this stuff. So I'm hoping I'll make this box now, and when I die, my kids will have it. And that's the plan when you make something, everyone. You make something out of timber, look after it, stain it, and it'll last a lifetime. Right, let's have a look. Sorry, Danny, you've been yapping on you, and I haven't answered a single question. Haven't done very much lately. Just got some new exterior doors. Got some new exterior door bits for my router table, and I had to make 2 doors. I bet they look absolutely stunning, Danny. What do you make them out of? What timber was that? Argue with myself sometimes. I'm the same, Danny. It's just something we all do. I don't know what it is. Maybe I should put a video on here one day of all the blunders, of all the swearing I normally do off camera. Because I do laugh at them. When I'm in the house sometimes and I'm editing some of the videos that I post, I do laugh to myself at some of the, because you just walk off, you're swearing. I don't throw stuff. I'm not one for throwing things about. A guy I used to work for, mine, he's dead now. Worked with him for 5 years. he used to get angry. He'd be drilling something. He would throw the drill across the room. I'd have to duck. It'd bounce off the walls, bounce off the floors. Then he'd ask me to hand him the combi drill, and he always used to complain there's something wrong with it. And I used to say to him, if you stop throwing the drill, it's going to work. He'd break everything. Always in a foul mood, always in a rep. I don't know why I worked with him for so long, to be honest with you. And this guy, he was a hippie type of guy, alright? And obviously everyone knows what hippies do. So at dinner time, he used to go to his van. He used to sit in his van, and then he'd obviously roll up one of those you know what I'm talking about, alright? I won't mention it on here. And then he'd smoke that, and he'd be the best guy to work for. But I used to hate going into work in the morning. He was an early starter as well, 7 o'clock we used to be in work. And he'd be a nightmare in the morning until he'd smoke one of them in his van at dinner time. Obviously, he was a great guy to work for then. But we did get thrown off a job once as well. Obviously, a customer we were working for at the time could see the smoke coming out of his van. And then they come up to him and basically sacked him because they said the neighbours was complaining about the smell of it. But there we go, that's another story. But that was a long time ago. That was about 15 years ago, that. This one's coming up nice now. It's all about the prep. I just thought if I can key this surface now, I should have a good surface to glue up to. And then once I've got that surface, then it should be nice and solid, hopefully. Yeah, it did chill him out then. He was an absolute nightmare to work for. Like I said, we used to come in the morning. He'd be in a stinking mood, in the right rep. He'd throw all his tools. We'd never get nothing done. I'd try and take over and do a bit, but he never used to let me do nothing because he was in a stinking mood. And then straight after that, then dinner time would come. He'd have his you-know-what. Once he's had that, he was good as gold then. Great to work for in the afternoon. But he was so slow then because we'd be walking around like this. Couldn't get nothing done in the afternoon, mind, but he was very chilled after that. So I used to hope and pray that dinner would come. And then you'll be gutted because you might come in one morning and then he'd come in and say he's giving it up. And he was even worse to work for then when he's giving it up because he'd have to suffer him all day then. So I was hoping he'd start back up. And then I'd come in one morning and I could smell it on him and I think, great, he's smoking it again now. So yeah, crazy, but I dealt with it. 5 years I worked for him. These edges are nice. So yeah, what I found awkward, we're making something like this. I'll bring you in on the camera so you can see it. When you're cutting something like this really hard wood, and obviously, as you can see, these pieces are small, yeah? So when cutting a small piece, especially on the miter saw I done it on, I didn't bother getting the rip saw out for this job. I could have done that, but I didn't. On the miter saw, obviously when you're cutting a small piece, you've got to be really careful. You don't have to kick back, you don't have to fire in your face, you can't clamp a small piece down. It weren't a nightmare. I done it quite fine. I've got plenty of years of working on a miter saw. I know how hard to be pushing it, and I was just doing little scores, taking a bit off at a time, obviously, and then once I'm halfway through the timber, I'd put it in and push right through the cut. So it's nice to do, but obviously we've had all these bird marks. Now when I found a purple art, it doesn't matter how new your blade is and how nice it is. Obviously if you're cutting a 45, you do have the burn-in. I've had some as hardly not, so some I haven't burnt, some have, some haven't. But it's a beautiful looking wood. Got a nice little mark across there I can see. But I will say, I thought it was a bit of snipe. But when you feel it, it's nothing on there. But that's what we're going to be working with. That's our face for there. So yeah, it's a beautiful wood. I'll carry on now and finish off sanding this. I've gone and done a silly thing and I made myself a cup of tea for this live. But there we go. So I don't think I'm going to get one delivered right now, but we'll carry on with this video for you guys and girls. I don't know if it's you, mind, Danny, or me, but I am certainly looking much older on camera. I think I've aged about 5 years and 6 months on you. Right, let's have a look. Yes, it is a lovely wood, Danny. I do really, really like it. But like I said, you was probably on one of the lives when I actually started planing this down on the planers. It was a long time ago now, probably about 6 months ago. But it is stunning. I love it. I love the look of it. Obviously, it's not looking as purple now, but it was really purple this morning. So we planed it down. It looks more of a browny colour now. But we all know, once we leave this stuff, it goes really purple. Because we planed it down last time, and then it turned purple. Just sitting around, just leave it be, and then it'll turn purple. So I won't be able to finish this box, actually, and put any oil on this. So I might have to leave it a couple of weeks, a couple of months. I don't know. Because I didn't really time that timber to see how long it took to turn purple. I'm just walking back and forth, walking past it for months on end, not taking any notice of it. So I think we'll, I could actually do a time lapse on it, couldn't I? But that'd probably kill my phone if I'd done that, and it might take months. So I'll try and find out, and I'll keep an eye on this now every day and see when this actually turns purple. That'd be a nice video to do a time lapse on that, wouldn't it? Plane it down, set it up as time lapse, and then see it turn purple on camera. Yes, I remember. Same year, Danny. Same year. Good. I thought you was on there, Danny. Look, it's the same as this glue. You recommended this glue to me, Danny, and I bought this straight away. I like recommendations. I always take them up. Right, so we'll just finish sanding this now, everyone. Once we've sanded this, we can go ahead and glue him up. It looks like I've cut everything spot on. I'm not going to lie. I did take my time cutting these, but we don't mind if we're out of it. We'll sort that. Here we are, Danny, you remember this as well. Remember this maple board we made? We're going to put a bit of oil on this as well on this live. I've left it, I'm going to moisture test it, and then if we're happy, we're going to put a bit of oil on it. So this has been standing for a good few months now. That's looking nice. Obviously, we made that out of recycled timber. And then we're going to make another board. You might have been on there as well, Danny. We got that old timber I took out of an old door lining. I'm going to make a box out of that as well. I don't know why I do these things. I mean, there's a lot of work trying to recycle old wood, but I don't like to see it go to waste, see? Right, so let's just get these two done now. I'm yapping away again, yeah? Beautiful grain on this. Some of it looks stunning, but I'm trying to show you on the camera and you can't see it tidy on there. So there's this piece. Now this is the difference you can see with this. In and out of the sun will make it darker. Now, I will say this, Danny. I stored this purple heart inside here. And in this room, we don't get a lot of sunlight. That's what I suffer with, is lighting problems in here. Like I said, I got new lights being ordered anyway. And I've left it, and it's gone really purple, just being left in here, not in the sunlight. Now, obviously, we're in the winter. I don't really want to leave it outside. But I can do that test as well. Maybe I'll plane a piece, Put it outside, see if it purples quicker, see if it changes colour. In and out of the sun will make it darker. So we will do that test, Danny, as well. Nice, like the stamp. Thank you, Danny. So yeah, it's looking nice. As we said, this is a hardwood. You can see it glistening in the light here. All right, it's super smooth, super shiny. It is a pain to work with, but I think it's going to look absolutely stunning, this. So I'm just going to lightly rub a little piece of sandpaper on this edge because I want to take that little bit of roughness off there. I'm going to hand sand this because I don't want to leave any wobbles in there with the sander. So I'll just lightly sand these now on camera. So if you've got any questions, drop them in on the comments. I will 280 grit this. I don't like sanding it because the planers left such a lovely finish on this timber. It does actually go through the planers really nice. But obviously you need to be extra careful and not try and push it too much. So I'm taking the edge off lightly. I'm not going crazy on this, everyone. That's all I'm doing. I want to try and keep these edges as tight as I can get them. It's my first box mind I've ever made, so I don't know what it's going to look like, so bear with me, everyone. So we're having a go. Some of these edges, you can just get your finger, rub down just to clean them off, because that's off the miter saw. Oh, I will say this, mind. Have you noticed the blades? Have you cut purple art before, Danny? The blades on my miter saw have turned purple on the very tips of them. And just clean these little edges up now. Don't forget to like and subscribe right to this video if you want to follow this from start to finish. Because doing these videos on this, obviously if I'm doing like one a week on this, because I got to wait for the box to become purple, you're going to see a change colour on these videos then. And I'll order some more in then, I think, and we'll get something else made out of it. Depending on how this job goes, mind. So this is the one that I mentioned, which I'm a bit gutted about. We got this little splitter runs through here. Can you see him? It is what it is. Just about to see that. See him moving by that? We're going to get some glue in there when we're gluing up. I'll also put a bit of glue on the front by there as well. We'll just peel him back a little bit, get it in there, push it all shut, tape it all up. It'll be fine. It'll sand. It'll be solid. That'll be great then. So we'll just get these couples sanded up now, everyone, and we can get gluing up this box then. So I'm not going wild with this. I'm certainly not going to go like that with my finger, all right, and run it straight down the side of this because I know I'll cut my finger off. That is razor sharp. I reckon you can cut an apple with this quite easily. It's that sharp. Serious. I don't know if any of you have been cutting this hardwood yourselves before, but that is like a knife. Look at it. Can you see it on camera? No zoom, see? We can't zoom. Tell me if you can see it or not. Razor sharp, it's like a knife. Hello, sorry I didn't realise, Peter, because you're in orange, the same colour as Danny on. I didn't realise your comment. How are you anyway? Right, so we're just sanding this. I am missing my radio, but the sad thing is, everyone, I can't put my radio on, all right? Because when we're on a live and I put my radio on, YouTube will copyright me for it then, which is a pain. Obviously, because I upload every live that I do, I've got to have my radio off. So I'm in this room right now, no radio on, talking to myself. That's exactly what I'm doing. Feels odd when you're here by yourself doing this, but I'm doing it for you guys. Anyway, so we nearly sanded these now, all right? Enough of me messing about and joking. We're going to get a bit serious now. We're going to glue this up. So once we've sanded all these, I'm just trying to get rid of any little frays. It's looking absolutely awesome. I'm not sanding hard. I'm just wiping the sander over. Very, very gentle. Not trying to change that miter one bit. See? Right. Enough of me blabbering on. Let's get this ready for a little bit of gluing up now. So we're going to do a bit of gluing up. We're going to see what this looks like. Nice, simple glue up. So we're going to put them in the order. This is going to be our box. We're going to have this piece here like so. We're going to have that smaller one on the side there like so. And then we'll have that one around there. And then we've got a top and a bottom for the box. That is going to be my box, as you can see there. And we're going to be exactly the same. So everything's 45 to mitered. And then once I've glued this whole box together with a top and a bottom, I'll then cut the box on the rip saw right the way through. So then we got a lid. It's as simple as that. And that's how people make their boxes. I'm just doing it like this so I can lay it all out the right way. So that's the order we want to lay them, everyone. Now I've made sure with these, alright, I've tried to be as precise as I can, making sure that these are exactly the same height, see? And I didn't want these just being out 1 or 2 mil. These have to be spot on. Now, like I said, it's a little bit of a pain with a purple heart, because when your saw blade touches it, it wants to push the timber away, because it's a hardwood, and it's a very hard wood. This is the hardest wood I've ever worked with. I was pretty shocked. The saws do struggle cutting them. They cut them, but they do struggle. So we're just going to lay all this out now. I think we've prepped everything out, haven't we? We're going to pop a little bit of tape under there as we're going along. What I'll do, look, I got a good idea there. If I stick that to the table there, alright, put your board in place, and then I can run my tape across there. So if I just put these in order, I don't want to mix them up. Easy enough to break it apart. Mine when the glue's drying. Yep, that's backwards, that's perfect. So we just pop these across here. You know what, the day I run out of wider tape is the day that I need tape. Can you believe that? Well, there we go, it is what it is. It's always the same, isn't it? So we put a couple of pieces of this across here now. I can't get the second one under, can I? No, we'll just carry on the way we're going, everyone. So I only need a couple of rips of this. Whenever you try and do things on live, it never goes to plan. So I'm just going to lay these across here, alright? I'll make it look as awkward as possible, so you don't have to copy off me then. Right, put that on there, if it goes on there. This is this low tack tape, this is. Let's stick into everything now, it's not working out nice. Pop over there, and then we pop this on a table there, and lay that there. Right, if I can stop it sticking to me, I can get these timbers stuck down then. So I've got about 3 of these, trusted to rip on camera, haven't I? So I do like this Scotch blue tape, it's good stuff. It's 3M, isn't it? 3M Scotch tape, I've used it for years. Costs a fortune, mine, but it's well worth every penny. And they do say, I've tested this stuff, I don't know if any of you was watching this uses this. This tape is ripping now. Anyone who uses this tape, but they say you can leave it on the workpiece for 14 days, and I tested it for 14 days. In fact, I tested it for 21 days and it wasn't a problem, but they do state 14 days. So you can leave this on your work for 14 days and it doesn't leave any sticky whatsoever. And I've been using the 3M Scotch. I normally use the exterior one, but I haven't got it here right now. That is absolutely awesome, that tape. And when you actually cut it, it cuts perfect, clean, straight lines. It is lovely to work with. But this stuff is stuff I bought a couple of years ago now, and I'm not liking it. Right, so let's start with one piece, is it? Let's get the one in. If I can do it right. Just don't copy off me, everyone. It's not looking the right way. There we go. Right, we got one in now. Lovely. I got control of my tape, everyone. Pop that over there. Have I got something to just stick that down? There. Got it. Right, so all you're doing with these now, I'm going to bring you in actually for this. Should we bring you in? Do you want to come in a bit? Let's bring you in. Who's been there talking on there? Let's have a look. Turn pieces upside down and tape them, Mark. Yeah, good thinking, Danny. I don't know why I didn't think of that. You can see I've never made a box before, can't I? Anyway, I've made a kerfuffle of that one, everyone. But bear with me. Danny is right. It probably is easier doing it like that, isn't it? Right, so we're going to do what Danny said. We're going to get the tape and we're going to chuck it. But I don't know why I didn't think of that on a live. But there we go. When you're on live, you think everything's going to go wrong, don't you? Right, there we go, everyone. Let's have a look at this. Thank you, Peter. Sorry, I didn't realise you commented on there, Peter. Carolina, JK's from. That is awesome. North Carolina. Danny, yes. Made a few, not many. Well, I knew you would have made some, Danny. I don't think there's not a lot you haven't done, is it? Right. So we're going to go with what Danny said because he's always got great advice and I always listen to what he says Because fair play to him, he's on every live, everyone. How long have we been on his lives now, Dan? You've been on there, you've got to have been on there a year easily. So we're just going to line these up, everyone. This is how we do it. And then we put the last one on there. You can see the difference in colour now. We've got a brown there, that's more purple, that's a bit of brown, and that's more purple there. So I'm hoping I got these lined up, alright? I don't know why I didn't think of this, but that's what happens. See, you're live on camera and your brain stops working. Because you're thinking about what's going on while you're on the camera. Your brain doesn't seem to function as it normally would. I'm always quick to think and work out what I'm doing. So we're going to put a couple of these across here now, everyone. And then we just spin them around. It's as simple as that. There's number 2. Why does that one feel slightly raised? I think this part of the timber, right, it's got to be about 1/4 of a mil thicker, not even that. I can feel it. There's a little slight difference in it, but that's nothing. I'm being silly. You've got to work to some sort of tolerance when you're working with something. And when you're dealing with wood, as we all know, you can always sand it out. Right, so that's that. We're going to spin that now. And we're going to do a simple thing, and we just pop in wood glue in these 3, and I'll bring it up and pop some glue on there, job done. So I'm going to put a bit of glue in here now. I've got my old trusty brush and my paint tray. I'm going to pop a bit of this tight bond in here. This is the stuff in it for putting on here. Yes, that'll be perfect. Tight bond too, you can't beat this. This was highly recommended by you, Danny. I need to get one of those little those dispensers that lets the glue come out. I see them regular. Do you know what? I haven't washed that brush, have I? Well, that's great to me. I'm just going to grab myself a brush because I know I got another one over there. I must have left that one without washing it. Silly me. Been using this brush about 6 months now. Right, I'll just chuck this one in the bin, everyone. Bear with me while I grab another brush. Over here. Here I come. I don't think I've washed this one out tidy either. Look at the state of that. Let me go and get another brush, everyone. Just when you think you've got everything ready for a live, you have under. Right, so all we're going to do is we're going to do that, that and that, glue them. I'm going to bring you in for this, like we said. What does that say, Denny? Sometimes now I watch because you seem like a good person and that's rare. Well, I try and be tidy in life, Denny. All I am is a simple family man. I spend time with the kids, and because they're growing up a bit, I've decided to do a YouTube channel, obviously to keep myself busy. Obviously, it's not getting millions of views, my videos, but we're getting there, ain't we? Right, what does that say, Danny? Let's have a look, but I end up putting pin or nail or 2 in sometimes. I don't think I'm going to tack it, Danny, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to hope that this tape holds out. I'm not going to clamp it, because I think if we clamp it today, what we're going to do, the 45s are going to want to twist out, yeah? So I thought if I can tape this tight enough today, I'm going to be happy with that. And then on these miters then tomorrow, I'm going to angle it, send it through the rip saw, and I'm hoping to install a bit of oak or maybe a bit of maple. I don't know if I want to go too dark on the wood. I think I'm going to go oak. I think maple might stick out too much. I don't know. We'll have a look anyway. That's something for me to think about. But once I've made that cut, I got to be committed then, haven't I, on that? So that's probably what I'm going to do. So we're just going to dab a bit of glue in here, everyone. All right. Everyone's got their own way of gluing up, but I like to put plenty on. You don't mind this squeezing out. You can see that glue's not taking well to that timber. It's sitting on top, it is. But I'm hoping she'll hold out for us. We will see anyway, won't we? I'll only find out how strong it is tomorrow, won't I? So I'll have a look. This is going to go on my desk then in the house. And then I'll order some more of this then, and we'll make another one. I'm going to have a go with these. I quite like the look of them. It's a beautiful looking wood. Hopefully, if I can get a shop going, maybe I'll chuck them on the channel. I won't sell them for too much, man. I'm not going to be greedy in life. So all we're going to do now is we're going to fold these up, and then we're going to pop a bit of tape on there. We're going to do these sides while we're at it, because we've got to glue them up. But we're just going to make sure that we clean the glue off then that's coming around the corner, because these bits are not getting done until tomorrow. I don't want to glue it all up in one hit today. I'm going to see how it turns out. But I'll put my top and my bottom piece in just to square it up to them, see? Because obviously you work into some sort of tolerance. I could be 1/4 of a mil out, something like that. And I don't particularly want to go and try and recut everything. So I'm going to be honest with you. And all we do is fold it up. Fold that, that's nice and tight. With the tape, maybe I've taped it too tight, have I? Let's have a look, everyone. Here we go. Bring them in on the camera so you can see. This is coming together nice. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull these ones back. I haven't done this before. And we're just going to fold the one over then, and then we'll tape it all up. So we're going to line this up. Do you know what? I forgot to put glue in our one joint. We're not going to line them all up just yet. We're going to pull them back, and I'm going to get some glue in our little split before it makes a mess. I can just spread that apart there. Get some in there if we can, everyone. And then I'm going to pull it up through there. Try and dab some of this in there a sec. Bit gutting seeing that split on there, but there we go, it is what it is. Right, so we're going to fold this up. As you can see, a lot of this squeezed out quite nicely, didn't it? I'm going to bring him back around here because it felt better that way. Peel this back, peel that back. I'll show you this now, everyone. Give me a sec just to line him up. We've actually got another split. That's the one I split there. Trust me to decide to tape it up where it's split and I put wood glue on it, isn't it? Always the same. Right, so let's get that over there now. I'll tape this right up then. That one there. And that one there. I will tell you now, these corners, right, are razor sharp. They're digging into my fingers. And that's that tiny little bit of timber that's missing there. But that's fine. I'll sort that when we get sanding. So I've got to take the edge off these. These are razor sharp, these corners. I'll tell you now, if we put this box on a table in the house and it fell off, it'd certainly puncture your foot. I guarantee you that. These corners are sharp. So I managed to get some nice corners on there. That's looking quite nice, everyone. Just try and show you on the camera here. Let me show you these edges. Look, see, they're quite tight, aren't they? They are looking quite tight. So there's the edges we've done. We're just going to clean up this glue now. You know what, I might actually drop my top and bottom in while we're at it. I'm going to get myself a rag, everyone. I'm just going to clean that, clean that, clean that. While I'm doing this, I can dab some glue in down there. Tiny little gap in that mitre in the back. I'm not going to lie on that one. So I'm just going to dab a bit of glue in. Only minor they are, they're not too bad. But everyone that says they're perfect, they're liars. There's always something you've got to adjust or sort out, but there's always a way to get over it. So I'm going to get myself a rag now. This is the only one. There's a top tip under the arm, gone. So that's what we're looking at right now. See that? Looking nice. You can see where I wiped a bit of glue in there, but we're looking good. Thank you, GK. It is looking good, isn't it, everyone? Don't forget, give it a like and subscribe as well. So we can carry on with this now. I'm going to get myself a rag, all right, because I'm feeling proud of myself on this one, everyone. I'm going to clean this up. We're going to sand the top and bottom, and I think we'll glue it all up in one go, because this feels nice and tight here. I am going to put a little bit of tape on there, all right? Just to tighten that up. Well, not tighten it, just to keep everything in place. Because I did tape over a little bit of wood glue, didn't I? So I want to make sure that tape don't peel off overnight. And tomorrow, when I have a look at this, we can carry on then with this job. I'll do a live on this one then. Live, I don't know why I do it, mind everyone. I always go live doing something that I've never done before. It's always the same, innit? I don't know why I don't pick something that I know exactly what I'm doing. Then I can go live on it. A lot easier if you do it like that, isn't it? So that's nice and tight, everyone, on there. I'm going to get myself a rag now, which I just need to swill quickly. Bear with me a sec. I've got my rags by here somewhere. I just get one out of the packet. But yeah, now I just need to go and get some water a sec. 2 secs. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to dampen this rag. I'll be straight there. I'm quite looking forward to this, everyone. Just had myself a quick vape while I was at it as well. I shouldn't really be doing that, but I do. So I'm just taking this glue off this corner just in case I decide not to put the lid on, because I don't particularly want to be cleaning this up tomorrow off here. I'll just wet that just so you can see. Look at the colour on that. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? I do like it. So yeah, it's a nice looking box. Don't know what I'm going to put in it, mind. I haven't got a clue, couldn't tell you. So we cleaned that up now. Looking really nice, that. I'm hoping she's nice and square as well. Let's just hope my lid and my base fit, actually. Now, here's the lid and base, everyone. Now, I've marked this with a B, alright? Because this is where I noticed I had a split running right the way through the timber lock. See this? So that is my base. But obviously, as we know, wood is wood. They will all glue together and it'll all come up beautiful. I'm trying to have a look which side I want to keep for my top and which side I want to keep for my... Right, this is my top. Because that's the little bit that split down there. And I certainly don't want that up on top. This is my top. Alright, so I've decided that on the live. Does that fit in there, everyone? You know what, it's not too bad. It's got a little tiny gap there, I'd say, if anything. Maybe it'll spin around and fit better. I'm just trying to show you. Here's the top. Can you see on camera? It's not too bad, actually. Just trying to show you so you can see. I'm not trying to hide nothing. Tiny little gap there, I'd say, if anything. We'll have a look now, see if we can get him in. Right, so I'm going to sand this up quickly now. Alright, we're going to see, by giving it a light sand, everyone, we can work it in then, can't we? I can work it into that hole then. So I'm hoping this is going to fit like a glove now. But these ain't as easy as what people think they are. Maybe I should have tested it with a different timber first here. I'm doing a box with timber. It's not cheap. I can't remember what I paid for this. Right, so let's have a look, everyone. Let's see if she drops in there nice now. Do you know what? That's not bad, is it? That's, what's that, about half a mil, say, if anything? That spins around there like a little bit. I'm quite glad with that, actually, because I'd say it's about half a mil longer on the top. It's not sitting any higher, I don't think. So I think that will sand back quite nice. Let me show you. Just so you can see for yourselves. There's that. That is show. You can see it on camera, mind. It is show. No, but there. Right there. Why is it doing that then? See a slightly more gap there. Only a bit, mind. So look at that corner down there. Right here it is. I can see it because I haven't sanded it. We've got a little lip on there. So let's get this sanded now quickly. And I think it's going to sit nice, this lid. So let's just do it while we're on a live, innit? What's the arm in that? I don't know why I'm rushing for. It won't take long. Right, so we're going to sand this up quick now, everyone. And I think we're going to get our lid on then. What did I do with that? There we go. Right, let's go for it, everyone. Let's get this sorted. I wanted it to be a little bit tighter than that, but let's have a look. See if this sands up nice now and see if I can get it tight. this mitre to do. I need it to have good contact, obviously, for it to glue up nice. But like I said, I'm going to be adding some timbers in the sides tomorrow. I might actually do the lid as well. I think that'll look nice, something different. Get these sanded now. Why I'm leaning over so much. Yeah, I'm also doing some oak boxes because I ripped out a windowsill that I made in the house because my dog decides to run in and out of the garden, runs all over the sill, scratches like this on the windowsill, and then he's jumped up all over the window, which he's fine. He's a dog. That's his window. It's not my window, like I always say. And basically then, where I'd finished the sill and I'd covered it with silicone, he's gone like this. The silicone's come off. The condensation's been running down. It's gone under. So we're going to make a nice few boxes out of this as well. So I need to send that through the planers. We need to get cutting that up, and we're going to make some boxes and recycle that. Let's go back to this first one, and then we're happy then. Hopefully this will drop in like a glove then, everyone. Full practice. Fingers crossed. What did I say, Danny? More angle on it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Danny. We're going to see if it drops in, and then if it doesn't, we're going to slightly increase the angle. That was the plan in my head that I was thinking as well. So let's just check which way I'm putting it in. We will have a look. It's close. It's sitting in there nice. Slightly up for there, I'd say, if anything. What's happening to my finger? It's not looking too bad across there. Trying to see if it's wobbling. It's this back end it is, Danny, over here. Right by there, I'd say. So, we're going to concentrate. Keep it that way. Let me mark it up first so I can see which way I'm going in and out. Let's just see if it goes any better any other way first. You never know, do you? You know what? That sits much better that way. And then it's slightly up there. So it's definitely that corner, I'd say. Let's have a look. Which way do I want to run the grain? Let's have a look at that. I'm just trying to see everyone a sec. It sits perfect across there. That is lovely. So the problem corner is here. So hold that. Where's my pencil? You never got everything you want to. Right. I'm going to mark this corner. And I'll just chuck an X on here and there, because that's the corner that I'm working with. And I think we'll get this nice and flat now. I'm happy. It's close. It is very close. I'd like to see that gap gone, mind, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to sand this corner out, everyone. Keep everything else the same. Give me about 3 hours now and we'll sand this purple out. The mitre saw set up, see, I could have just skimmed that by another half a degree, see, and got myself out of that a lot quicker, but I haven't got time to take his bench down now and everything, so we'll just sand this out quietly and then we should be good then. It is what it is. Sanders are hardly touching this timber. It is solid, fair play. So you can see we got this crack that runs through this one as well. So I'm just being careful where I'm clamping, everyone. But I don't want that to crack on me now. Where did I mark here? Did I mark that? I thought I marked that timber. No, it's the top, isn't it? There we go. This is the side we're working on. So let me chuck a little X on here as well, just so I can keep an eye on where I'm going with it. No harm in marking timber. And that's the beauty of wood, alright? If you made it and you made it too small, alright, it's game over when it's too small. But if you make it slightly bigger, you can adjust it in there then, and you can have it looking lovely. But let's just fingers crossed, everyone. Let's have a look at this. Do you know what? That's getting much closer now. No wobble in him. It had a little wobble last time, didn't it? Does I need to move over there? Oh, she's in, I think. Let's have a look. I think I'm going to give him another sand. We're getting close, mind. Can you see? Tell me if you can't, because I'll bring it in a bit just to show you. You know how honest I am. I had the same problem. Wood isn't perfect. It's not, Denny. And when the saw blade actually cuts through the timber as well, you can see the wobble in the blade. It's crazy, isn't it? But it does happen. Save some of the purple art dust if possible, because if you can mix it with a glue and make a filler. I will, Denny. I was looking at that. I'm going to get my sandbag out tomorrow, pop him on the end of year, and I'll probably have to sand for an hour just to get a tiny bit. But I think that's what I'll have to do, won't I? We're going to go ahead and sand it a little bit more, everyone. I want to try and increase that gap down. I'd like it to be 1/2 mil, maybe 1 mil. See that? It's got a slight wobble in there. Maybe this lid ain't straight. That's not too bad, actually. See now, it looks bang on. Right, I'm going to sand that corner again. I think if I take a little bit more off it, we'll get it. Not exactly going to get a chisel on that, because I don't think it'll chisel nice, will it? My luck will snap it off. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. I don't think it's going to go. It could be me being slightly out on this job, everyone. Sounds nice, doesn't it? I like the sound of that. That's how solid this timber is. So let's have a look. Let me just square that up. This back is looking nice. That side is slightly up. Do you know what? It's not a lot, mind. I'm not going to lie. That isn't a lot. We're not too bad on this, everyone. So, let me just show you. That's the worst side, all right? About 1 mil gap, I'd say. That's the other side. Slight there, all right? They will sand out. Back, absolutely perfect. This side, slightly out. So we're not too bad. Who's that? MHR Wooden, good day. Nice to see you. Cool, I like it. I like it as well. I'm happy. But this is my first attempt, everyone. So I am learning as I'm making these things. But you know what? It is a hardwood. I'm going to go with another little sand on it. I want to make sure this can be as perfect as I can get it. and I think it's going to come up absolutely beautiful tomorrow. I don't know what the bottom's like yet, mind, but I think we'll glue this one in and I'll crack on with the bottom until I have the missus knocking the window saying I've got to go in for my tea. But let's carry on, everyone. A little sand now on this. I'm going to put plenty of glue in here, mind, because I'm hoping we're going to get it to glue up nice. But I'm thinking then tomorrow, I think I'm going to cut in. All right, I'm going to add timber in there, there. All the corners as well. All right, we're going to do all the corners. Be a nice bit of work, but I think it'll look nice. So let's just finish sanding that a little bit off with this. Spit it out, Mark. What it looks like. One more go on this corner, and I think we got him then. Well, I think it's as good as it can be. Can't be taking too much off now, do we? Right, here goes. I'm looking forward to this. Let's have a look, everyone, is it? Let's see. Is that in? No, it needs to move over to there. Do you know what? That's not bad. It sits absolutely perfect on our back, mine, I'm not going to lie. It's not bad, everyone. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you. I'll just hold that so you can see for yourselves. Right, there's our side. This is about a mil, half a mil. We got that side, and just try and tell me if you can't see tidy on there. I'll try and show you how tight it is now. There's that side. Alright. And then we got that side. So I'm quite happy with that. A bit of wood glue and a bit of sand in. That should bring that to life with a bit of dust in there. So we're going to glue this one up now. Look, I've just realised it as well. This line runs all the way through here as well. I can feel it now. I think it's just recently split. See, we've got a line running through there. But anyway, we're going to glue it all up. That way round. We've got the X's there and we've got the X there. So I know what I'm doing with that, everyone. We're going to get a bit of glue on here now. So it's got nice and sticky now, this have. That's fine. Still usable, this glue. Pop that in there. I'm going to glue up both sides on this now, everyone. I'm happy I've attempted this box. It's looking absolutely gorgeous, this. It's worth the effort, see, you know, we're woodworking. You spend the time, try and make it look as best as you can. Always make them slightly bigger. You can edge things in, cut a little bit off, adjust this here. Or if you're good, cut it bang on first time round. Plenty of glue in there, everyone. Make sure you cover it all. Never be shy on the glue. We don't mind a bit of mess, do we? We can always wipe it off with a damp rag, see? There's no harm in that. So what I'll do with this now, because we've got this line here, I'm going to pop a bit of glue on there. It's not actually in the timber where it needs to be, mine, but it's all going to help. Nice coat of glue on there. And we've got a nice bit of glue on there, everyone. Turn them around. I know the X was there. I'll see how it sits anyway. I know which way it sits better. That sits lovely, but there. Pop a bit of that in there. I'm going to damp rag him now. Two of his edges are sharp. So I need to relieve the edges on this, but I need to do it with sanding. I don't want to be doing any routing on here, because obviously we've done the 45-degree cuts on here. Looks a bit like mahogany when it's wet. She's certainly going in there. Right, I just need to dry that now so I can get some tape on it, but it's looking fabulous. Here she is. She looks a bit like mahogany at the moment, mine, doesn't it? It is nice, Danny, thank you. Oh, thank you for the follow as well, HRM. That is awesome of you. Right, everyone, let me get another rag. I want to wipe that now. We're going to tape that up. It is looking nice, isn't it? I do like it. Just give this a little wipe now. So we're not too bad. Obviously, we all want things to be perfect when we're making something out of timber. But I think it's good enough, everyone. It does look nice. It's not perfect, but it is good. Right, we're going to get a bit of tape on here now. I don't know how well that's going to stick, mine, because that's still damp. I don't want to go sanding to dry the wood because I'll end up moving that. So we just get a bit of tape on here. It's drying quick, mind. So like I said, we've got a slight little gap across there, which is fine. That will sand off. We're going to get a little bit of wood glue in there. And I will slightly round these corners with a sander then. Not a lot, just to take the edge off, because I'm telling you now, this is razor sharp, this timber. I didn't realise it's like a knife. So I'm trying not to cut my hands while working on this, because if you go like that, you're definitely cutting yourself, I know. Nice and tight in there. I'll show you the joint now we got. Just trying to make sure she's got everyone. A little bit of glue squeezing out, we don't mind that. Get this tape on you now. A nice little push and taping down. Now we've got a slight, a little bit of a gap there. It's about a 2mm gap there, which I'm not happy with, but the rest of it is pretty good. So that could have been a blade wobble. I could have moved the piece while cutting. And then tell you now, this stuff is very hard to cut. It's looking good, mind. I think I'm being too fussy here. I'm going to tape the other direction as well now. Hang on, I'm not concentrating on cleaning the inside of my box out here. Don't know why I didn't think of that. But at the end of the day, this is going to be the inside, isn't it? Oh, it cleans off quite nice, that. I'll show you the inside now, everyone. It's looking all right. Right, so there's definitely a problem we've had here, everyone. I can see it now, and I don't know why that's happened. Right down there in that corner. Can you see that gap right down there, look? Look at that. Don't know how that's happened. But anyway, I can sort something out in there. You don't see these things until you turn it the other way. So I think there's a slight kick in the timber has caused that. But all in all, it's looking awesome. So we can get something in there and sort that. Maybe my cutting weren't spot on. Looking nice, mind. Right, let's have a look at this bottom. I want to see what the bottom's looking like now. Wet that up, get any dust off there. Let's have a look at our bottom now, everyone. I might sort this tomorrow because I got a nice crack in there, alright? That's definitely got to be sorted and glued back together because that's about to split. So let's just have a peek. Maybe this bottom needs a little bit more work, see? No, I don't think the bottom is looking wider, so I need to get a miter saw on this one, everyone. So that's a tomorrow's job. Or cut a fresh one off there. I don't think I want to use that one. Not entirely happy with that. Look, this one's split right through, see? See him there? He's not in good condition, that one. So I think I'm going to leave it at this today, everyone. I can either sort out a new bottom tomorrow. We've got a tiny little bit there to sort out tomorrow. But it is looking nice. I like it. Maybe I should have thought about something else, how I was going to finish these tops off, but I got a bit of sanding now and a little bit of work tomorrow will come up nice. But it's looking really brown now, haven't it? With the water on the timber, it's looking brown. But this box is gonna turn into a stunning piece. That it's gonna look absolutely beautiful in a few weeks. I don't know how long it's gonna take to turn purple, mind everyone, but when it's wet, it's looking fabulous, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna shoot off now, everyone. Thank you for joining in on today's live. Use the other piece. I will, Danny. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to use that top piece on you right now. I'm not happy with it. Look, it's not lining up perfect, if you ask me. It's a bit bigger, it is. So it needs a skim. So I think I'll keep this. I'm going to put some wood glue on here as well. All right. What's the point of me going through all the hassle of trying to cut another piece when I can just get a bit of glue in here now tonight? I'm going to push this in with my finger, hopefully now. I don't want to pull it off just yet. Right, we're going to get some inside there. Keep pushing it through. And I'm just going to skim this down on a mitre so tomorrow morning then. I'll get straight back on it. Skim him down with a mitre. I'm just opening this joint up now, but I see it. Getting the glue right in there. And we'll cut this down then. We should be good to go then. All the glue squeezing out, so it looks like we got him. You watch this pop tomorrow now when I unclamp this. There we are, that's nice and tight, mind. So we're going to tape this up now for tonight. We have got ourselves a box. I'm happy I've done it, everyone. I see I can't even clamp nothing to this because we've got a 45-degree angle on the go here, everyone. Let's see if I can pull it in with the tape. Never works when you're on camera, see? Oh, that's tight. We got him. Get this tight now. Try not to break the tape. Yeah, that's tidy, that. Sometimes you forget you're on camera, you're concentrating so much on trying to do what you want to do. So anyway, we've sorted that out now. Let's clean that. That's the last little bit of it, so we got that nice and tight. And I'll see you guys on the next video.